All right, guys. Good morning. July 4th, 2025. It's Friday, and I got up. It's about 6:46. See, it's a beautiful morning. Sun coming up over my shoulder. Um, I'm going to take you to a place that I like going. It's not far from my house. It's just up the street here. And I live in an area that's really close to the mountains. So there's a whole bunch of open land that's not too far from my neighborhood. In fact, I'll just turn around here. You can see it. Sorry for the spin. There you go. So the mountain's there behind me. Um, that's just west of Utah Lake. Utah Lake, again, is in the Provo type area. It's about 20 minutes south of Salt Lake City. And sorry for the spin again. Here we go. Back at it. Okay, so back behind me is north up to Salt Lake. Up in front of me that I just showed you there is a big open mountain range. And I'm heading up a hill here too, so I might be a little winded. This is good for me to get out here and do these because trying to get exercise in, right? So so July 4th. I'm gonna be honest with you. This week has been pretty rough. I don't know if it's I don't know. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on right now. It's been a great week. Little flag there. It's been a great week, but challenging. Not to get too deep into it, but work, my 9 to 5 situation. There's some really interesting, challenging things going on there right now. And it's been a drain on my mental state. It's been really kind of a tough situation right now. But I only wanted to mention that here just because, again, trying to balance a lot of things going on. But yeah, it's been a challenging week, and I haven't been able to focus as much as I wanted to as normal on stuff like this. And it's been a challenge to push through those things. I think, honestly, whenever you set out to do something that you want to do, it can be full of hurdles that just appear out of nowhere. And you're like, oh man, I gotta deal with that. I wasn't planning on that. So there's this week's been a little bit of that. I'm gonna give it a little distance here. We got some other people walking with me, so give a distance. But yeah, it's been kind of a crazy week. I'm grateful that today is a day off. Last night, I didn't work on Common Creatives in the evening like I had planned. Instead, my family and we just put up a projector outside and watched a movie with the family. We watched The Sandlot. Great movie. We like watching that during this time of year. Feels American. Feels like what life should be like. It reminds me a lot of me growing up. I grew up in Sandy, Utah, a little bit in Riverton as well. Some years in Riverton, Utah, which is all in the Wasatch Valley, Salt Lake City, Utah. In fact, that movie was recorded in Salt Lake, which is kind of cool. But it reminds me of my youth. I had some really good friends that movie reminds me of a lot. And that's kind of how we spent our summers, was playing baseball and running around with the boys, and every once in a while going to the pool. So quick sneak peek, we're heading up. So there's this kind of open land. It's a little walk trail that the city's put in. It's absolutely beautiful. You see it's a beautiful morning up here too. You got the sun coming up. So I'm going to take you to the top of this and show you where that's at. But I think I need that. Sometimes I go to this place just to kind of feel like my mind's clear. I'm definitely feeling it right now. As I mentioned, this work week of my 9 to 5 has been quite stressful and unnecessary stress, I think, but nonetheless, it's played a toll on my mental state of things, and it's been stressful. It's been a really hard week. I'm not going to go too much in details of that, just to protect and not to go into too much detail of that situation. Just know that it's been a really hard week, and that has trickled into this. Just feeling like, oh man, trying to go after this stuff at night, like in the evenings, and trying to not feel so stressed. It plays a part on you, but I'm pushing forward. Keep working on it. I'm still committed to doing this. So last night, I was gonna sit down and do some more of those end-to-end tests, fix some bugs. I decided I'm gonna spend some time with the family instead. I think that'd be better. Get in a kind of more better mental state of things and feel connected to them. And it was great. So we set up a projector. We watched outside. We ate popcorn and watched The Sandlot. So that was awesome. Let's see. So today being the 4th, having a day off. I mentioned that I'm working on this kind of stuff on nights, weekends, and holidays. So day off from the 9 to 5, but not necessarily a day off with Gotham Creatives. So the family is all sleeping right now. So I thought I'd get up and do this. When I get back, I'll probably go spend another couple hours, an hour or two before they all get up, to keep working on my end-to-end tests. As I mentioned, there were some bugs. I got all of the account creation stuff worked out again. As I mentioned the other day, there were some errors in having the activation email once you submitted it. As I mentioned yesterday, I think. Whew, sorry, I'm going up the hill. There was a bug with the activation emails that they weren't being sent out, and that was more not so much the emails themselves, but the web server that I had them routing through had some issues that I had to clear up. Good news, they're cleared. Activations are back on, and I also needed to spend a little time just protecting the site from spam attacks. So for those who aren't technically inclined watching this, a spam attack is basically a bot that a programmer has created to go and basically look for vulnerabilities in your site to you can do a lot of different things, but basically it's around emails, right? So they'll figure out like a form on your website, and an automatic bot computer program will try to take over it, or they'll try to send out multiple emails, or they'll try to send multiple fake accounts onto your site. And so with a site like this where there's registration and you put in your information about who you are and stuff, those are typically targets. And so I've been coming through that, just make sure the site's secure from those things. And there were some opportunities to secure it a bit more. So I think I'll spend a little more time on that today too. I mentioned the other night that my other end-to-end test. So the areas that I'm doing an end-to-end test, and again, to describe that, an end-to-end test is you start as like the very first person who's ever used the site, and you go all the way through the steps to an end result. So in this case would be I'm a brand new person, never worked on the site before, first time being there. I'm going to land on it and go through the steps to create an account and end-to-end experience of all the way to having an account and being on the site. And so I'm just checking. It's a QA process, a quality assurance process. So I'm just checking to see that that process works great. And so I'm doing that in multiple areas. The main 4 areas that I'm checking, it correlates to my goals. So the create 1,000 or have 1,000 members on Common Creative. So that's goal number 1. So I want to make sure, again, end-to-end test that you can create an account, just no problems. The second goal was to sell 500 items from the shop.commoncreatives.com web store, the e-commerce store. So I'll be doing an end-to-end test for that. And then the third one is going to be doing an end-to-end test as if I was a business posting a job on the job board. And so I'll be doing the end-to-end test for that as if I was a business posting a job board. And then the fourth one is going to be just the end-to-end test for donations. So as I mentioned in earlier videos, there is a donation button through PayPal currently on the About section of the website. Again, you can get there by going to the About in the top navigation, and there's a little section about who we are, what we're doing, and there's a donate with PayPal. I am going to look into getting Venmo. Full disclosure, I started looking at it a little while ago, and just need to get the account set up and finalized. So I'm going to get that up, and for those who are interested in helping me raise any type of funds, the funds again are for the goal, which is the another spin here. Sorry guys. The goal, July 4th, 2026, 1 year from now. There's a billboard right here at the point of the mountain, right there, in Salt Lake City, Utah. That is a Common Creatives billboard inviting people to a better way to freelance. So if you have any desires to help out with any of that, comments, check the comments down below. The links will be down there. You can check those all out. If none of that sounds interesting and you still want to help out, then just keep watching and maybe tell or tag somebody in the comments about who may be interested in coming along this journey with me. Again, what this video series is about is how I got here. And that's a YouTube series that I've had, again, entrepreneurial, many ideas, not enough time. It's a YouTube series I've been thinking about doing for a long time, where I want to tell people's stories, or have people tell their stories of how they got where they are in their life. And that could be a positive or a negative, right? This could be millionaires who are living some life on an island, to people who have made choices that have gotten them to being in jail. But I want to tell people stories of how I got here. And I thought, why not couple it with this dream and this goal, and bring you guys along with the journey of how I got here building Common Creatives. And right now I'm taking on the journey of how I got to achieving my goals in the 2026 year. So with that, I want to show you behind me. So where I'm at right now, again, I got some spins. I hope you don't make you sick here. A couple 360 views. There is a beautiful little grassy park right up above my house and my neighborhood. And you can see behind me is that big open BLM land. It's all open land, and it keeps going on for miles and miles behind it. So after that way, it's just Utah. There's some other things down like Provo area once you kind of come around back. But over to my right is more down here is again the west side of Utah Lake. And as I spin a little bit more, you're going to see Utah Lake over here to my right. Utah Lake, beautiful scenery right here. Don't let it fool you. It is a gross, disgusting lake. That's why you don't see any boats on it. But beautiful sunrise this morning. Over to my right here, this area right here is Provo. Um, Provo, again, back to the mountain kind of area. Actually, I'll turn around. This isn't Provo. Provo's down that way. So that's where like BYU is, Provo area. This area over here is American Fork, and a little bit more to my right as I keep going. You'll see Point of the Mountain, as I mentioned, that goes over this hill in between this little valley goes into Salt Lake, and this whole area between this section right here and up into Salt Lake is Silicon Slopes. And for those who are in this area, you don't need this information, you know it. But for those who are not, who may be watching this, Silicon Slope got that name because there are a lot of tech companies in this area, and they kind of started. I mean, it's been a long. Novell was probably the biggest one that kind of started in Provo, and that was, I don't know, years ago. And then you've got things that came along since then, like Qualtrics. You've got Adobe came in years ago, Microsoft, and Pluralsight. There's been a dozen other kind of tech companies that have were founded here and have grown and has been great for the community. And I myself work in tech, so it's great for my career. Great for people who have grown their skill sets in what I do for tech. And hopefully Common Creatives becomes another one of those success stories for us here. But I wanted to show you guys this area. This is a special area for me. I often come up here when I need a little solace, a little recentering, as I'm thinking through things. Beautiful, awesome morning. Look at this. This is amazing. Yeah, so this is what 4th of July at 7:04 on 2025 looks like. So let's see, a couple more things. Oh, I wanted to tell you. So yeah, plan when I get back here in the morning. His family's still sleeping. I'm gonna go and work on more of those and then test, make sure all of those key areas that you can engage with Common Creatives are all solid, looking good, and ready for engagement. My plan with all of this is to have these videos ready to go and posted on YouTube. Again, the YouTube channel is Common Creatives, and then there'll be a series called How I Got Here. And but I'm planning to have these videos posted in compilations. So the first one, there's going to be an intro, right? It was probably the first video I did here, and the intro is gonna, so it'll be that one, and then the next probably video will be a compilation of all this week, and then I'll do my best to post each week the compilation of the week. So again, Mom, if you're the only one here with me, good to see you. Thanks for being here. For those who are just getting started with me, welcome. Again, this is going to be pretty unedited, keeping it authentic, keeping it real. Yeah. So in a few minutes, I'm going to head back down to the house, I'm going to keep working on those end-to-end tests, make sure it's ready. Oh, I mentioned this in another video, but other thing I was going to test here is the shop, right? I mentioned this to my kids that I'm working on this and what I'm seeking out to do with this, and asked them to do those end-to-end tests with me on the shop. I told them that they could buy anything they wanted from the shop, and so they were pretty excited about that. Um, and again, it was just a reminder to me that I have not broadcasted this out there, even to my own family, and so I'm trying to do that. So it's been awesome see them come along the journey. Um, Having their support with me, I know that's a balance. Gonna have to balance that out. Make sure I'm not eating too much time into this. Make sure I keep a good relationship with my family, my spouse especially. She's awesome. She's amazing. And let's see. So that's the plan for today. Work on that for a while. Once family kind of gets up, I'm going to spend some more time with them today. Not do a ton of work. Um, Spend a little time. I did take a little time off next week from my 9 to 5. We've got a family reunion where we're going to spend some time with my spouse's family. And I'll bring this along, do some recordings there for next week. But anyways, maybe later on tonight we'll get some recording of some fireworks. But yeah, trying to still keep this interesting for you guys and what Common Creators looks like while balancing out life. Let's see. Um, yeah, I wanted to tell you a little bit more about an experience I had just getting this going, doing these videos. I mentioned it yesterday in my walk, but I don't know if I have my mic on. These funny looking things. Don't have a mic on very well, and I don't know how it recorded. So I'm gonna go over it again. So I had a really interesting experience with doing this right here. So I've got this on a selfie stick. It's just me. There's no crew around me. A selfie stick and a funny boom mic. And the experience I had is I've been walking around the neighborhood with this out here, talking, as you guys have been here doing this with me. And there was a bit older couple doing their morning walk, and I noticed that they had given they as they saw what I was doing, they kind of gave me a little bit of a disgusted look, kind of like can't believe this generation of people. Maybe it was me. Maybe I was just me thinking of that, projecting my own thoughts in there, but um, it definitely felt like there was some judgment going on. I tried to shrug that off, and to be honest, if there was, I don't blame them, because we live in a world in 2025 where it feels like everybody's, you know, got the camera in front of them, being like, "Look at me, world. This is my life. Pay attention to me. Like, comment, and subscribed for more greatness." Um, and it seems like all of our youth have this goal to be the YouTube star growing up. So I don't. If that was the thought, and they saw me doing this, and they were probably like, people these days, right? I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And for the record, I'm not looking to be the YouTube star. I'm just wanting to document this and bring you guys along, showing a real look at what this really looks like, trying to get something off the ground and balancing life out. Oftentimes we see the glamour, we see the articles, the news articles of, you know, uh, for all of that. Yeah. So um, I wanted to show you what it really looks like for me, anyways, to do this, bootstrapping it and being a solopreneur and trying to accomplish your goals and your dreams, things that you feel like should exist for other people. So anyway, so yeah, so that kind of felt, I felt, and to follow up with that kind of thought is, even if they weren't thinking that, it surfaces some real feelings that I'm feeling even about doing this video series, that I felt like at first I wasn't gonna record it. First I wasn't gonna say anything about it, but then I thought, no, I'm gonna this is authentic and real, and it relates to some soft skills that I feel like I need to grow into and do in order for this to be successful. And that is when you set out to do something that doesn't exist, a goal or a business or what have you. If you're setting out to do something, there is a very real hurdle that you have to get over. You have to acknowledge it and you have to get over it. And that hurdle is putting yourself out there and feeling and being worried that people will think you look silly, think that it's dumb, think that it won't succeed, um, that you will fail. Um, and sometimes this comes even from thoughts of your own family may think that of you. Even worse, that they do treat you that way or tease you about it. And so, um, I just wanted to put that out here to show that that's a real thing for, I think, many of us, if not all, um, that and standing up to do something that you're like, no, I really, you have to address that hurdle, and it comes right at you at the very beginning. And if you don't go over that hurdle, it will keep you from progressing. It will keep you from doing things. It will keep you from working on your goals. And maybe in part, some of this has been like what has held me back a bit is that needing to get over that hurdle. And another reason why putting myself out here the way I am with this is, saying and acknowledging, like, no, this is a real thing about me, that if I really believe in this, I'm still going to go forward with it, even if I look silly doing it. Um, and I need to be okay with that. If I really, quite honestly, if I'm going to accomplish anything uh, outside of this or outside of this, you have to say, I have a belief that I can overcome that and that I can succeed in this. And I may look really silly doing it, but that's okay. And quite honestly, like the people who treat you that way, you got to really consider: should I take their advice? Should I keep that rhetoric in my life? And me personally, I kind of feel like the answer is no. I need to say thank you, but I'm not going to have you hold me back. Um, it reminds me of, like, you hear the stories of like the crabs that are in a bucket. They have found that, like, if you got a bunch of crabs in a bucket and one goes to try to climb out, the other ones will grab hold of it and pull it back in. And so you gotta, when you're setting out to do stuff like this, especially when you're a solopreneur and you're the only one typing away on a keyboard at 12 a.m. Um, in the morning, you've got to you got to recognize, are there crabs around me trying to pull me back from doing this, and I gotta shed that and climb out of that bucket. So, anyways, um, thanks for being here with me today. Happy 4th. Beautiful time to be an American. Beautiful time to be here in Silicon Slopes, Utah. Beautiful time to be working on Common Creatives. I am grateful for those who have gone on before me, who have fought to give me these freedoms. I want to exercise them. I want to use them, and I want to see where this goes. So, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Create an account, commoncreators.com. Help me or go get some gear to get you gigs from shop.commoncreators.com. If you're a business, post it out there. Again, it's free for a limited time. You can do that on our commoncreators.com website. Head on over to the job board section. And if all else, help me raise some funds for the billboard next week. That's going to be some of the things I'm going to start. Upcoming video as well. I'm going to show you the analytics of the website too. So I'm going to give you a true baseline of the analytics. Analytics, for who don't know, those are your basic reporting numbers of who's on the site, how long they are there. So I'm going to give you some quick baseline where I'm at this point on in this journey. So you can get some real data behind this. You can see that we've got some humble beginnings, a lot of opportunity to go from. Yeah, so we'll show that coming up. And yeah, I mentioned I need to raise some funds for the billboard that will be there this week, July 6th, July 4th, 2026. So 1 year, we got 1 year to raise the funds to do that. Hoping for your help to do that, and you can do that. The PayPal, head on over to the About section on the site. There's a button for PayPal currently. We're going to try this week to get Venmo all set up again. This whole week is clearing out the weeds of the technical weeds, getting us all set up to have these things launch, and rocking it, killing it. So thanks for coming along with the journey, and I'm gonna head down and get after it. Okay, happy 4th, everybody. All right, guys. Hey, I'm actually on my way back down. I forgot to mention something that I learned about yesterday, and I wanted to capture that here too. So I recently, as of yesterday, 2 days ago, Wednesday, I had a good friend send me a text message, that let me know that he had just lost his job, and that is, my heart goes out to him if he is watching this, and you know who you are. I felt so. My heart went out to him. He's got a family, 3 young kids. Awesome dude. I've known him since high school, and we live in the same neighborhood currently. And he informed me that he's been working in the startup world for a while, a couple different places, and he was just informed that his job was being eliminated. And that is a really hard pill to swallow for yourself when you go through that. I myself went through that my first job out of college. I also worked for a small startup tech company, my first job out of college, and I was there for 7 months. And I had my first child during that period of time, a mortgage, and same kind of an experience where I was informed I was losing my job, and all the fear and anxiety that came with that. For me, it was a very real moment. Like, welcome to adulthood. This is what being an adult looks like. So my heart goes out to him. Again, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna do all I can to help you do that. I appreciate the trust that you put in me to let me know, and I'm committed to helping you do all I can to get you bounce back from this. So again, his situation is he's got 3 young kids. Um, Amazing person. I don't doubt that he'll find another opportunity for him. Um, I recognize and understand those feelings. I've been there before, and never fun for anybody to go through. And and so I'm going to be helping him a bit through that. Um, Try to use my network as much as I can to help him find his next opportunity and feel like he's providing for his family and feeling secure and best he can. So I wanted to make mention of it here just to talk again why I created Common Creatives. I want people to be able to work for themselves, to be able to be solopreneurs, to find and be found for freelance, to have another revenue stream in their life that may not be in their current 9 to 5 for situations such as this, where um, if you had a financial blow like that, or a situation where you lost your job, um, you have this as an avenue as well. And and for Common Creatives, for people that freelance, sometimes they do it full time. That's it's like their own business, and they're just doing it full time. And some people, it's just on the side, right? Like nights, weekends, and holidays. You're out there doing photography. You're doing what you can to do what you love and um, be fulfilled in developing your own talents and skills, and have the world pay you for it. I think if people can find that set up, then they, I believe, they'll thrive. So, yeah, my heart goes out to you. You know who you are if you're watching this. Um, we'll get you bounced back. And for those who may feel like they're in a similar situation, um, if you feel like you want to, again, join Common Creatives. Get yourself out there. It's a free account. Um, it will always be free, and just come join the community of people that are supporting each other in this type of lifestyle. So, wanted to add that real quick. I'm not going to end this compilation of videos on that note. That feels like a downer. uh, we're gonna do a better sign off here in the next day or two, but just putting that out there that this is my why, one of my whys. Um, so yeah, my heart goes out to you, man. For those who are in a similar situation, right now the employment situation in the nation, I think, is kind of in a slum, right? Gonna slump, and I don't know. It feels like people in the tech industry have kind of been feeling it for the last year too. It's a hard time for a lot of people, and again, if you're watching this and you're in that situation, my heart goes out to you. Know that I'm trying to build this to help people, and invite you to come be a part of it, and just join a supportive community. Um, let's see. Maybe I'll tell you a little bit more about my own situation years ago. I went to school at Utah Valley University. It's down by Provo. I did my undergraduate in digital media with an emphasis in internet technologies. Um, I've always been naturally able to do design. That's kind of what my talents are. Um, my interest had shifted to digital design, so like website. In fact, in high school, I got really interested in Flash, Adobe Flash, technology built by Adobe. That was the thing back in the day, in my day. And that's that in Photoshop. And so that's kind of what started all this. Anyways, 2009, I graduated college 2009. That was also an interesting time to graduate because of the housing market. 2008, a bit of a crash there, and had a bit of a turmoil time with in the nation and the job market because of that. And I and my wife had our first child. Um, she was 9 months pregnant when I graduated from college, and she was working full time while I went to school. I had a part time in college. I worked for the university in their web development services. So yeah, back in college, I knew I wanted to. I mentioned I was interested in design and had been working in that area. Um, I augmented that my studies to do internet technologies, learned how to develop. I was a lot better at front end web development than I was back end, but I still learned those things. And I wanted to be a designer who knew how to develop. Um, and so I spent a lot of my education, formal education years, learning that. Um, and being round out my skills that way, and that's been helpful for me. My 9 to 5 job right now, I I'm in more of a leadership role where I now, because I can do those two different things and have experience in both those things, I can meet with many different teams and talk shop, right? So help bridge the gap between design and development, um, and so it's been a successful strategy for me in my education. Um, I've invested a lot of years into understanding development, and continue to develop my talents in the design space. Um, so yeah, 2009, graduated, had our first child. The agreement I have with my wife is that she was a dental hygienist, and she helped me get through college those years. And while she was working, and I worked part time for the university as in their web development services, making I think a meager $8 an hour, which some parts of the world that's like eating like kings, but for here, that's not anything you can live on. I was there because it helped me get through school with some of my. I kind of looked at it as earning a, uh, a scholarship of sorts. I really was there working, and they gave me a meager income to help build out their website. And really, I was there for the experience and the learning and be able to apply what I was learning in class. And so it was a great setup. But my wife was the breadwinner of those years, and we used to joke and say she was she brought home the bacon and I brought home the bacon bits. And so, but it was an investment into our future. Um, and I'm so grateful and thankful for her that she did that for us. It was a huge sacrifice for her, and so it helped us get to where we are today, and that's been awesome. But so yeah, a bit of that story is 2009 graduated, and I started with a tech company that was called, well, I won't say the name. So it was a tech company, and I got the job because it was a professor I worked with an adjunct professor at the college, um, who I grew into a relationship with, of good relationship, a good friendly relationship. And when I was graduating, he said, "Hey, he had just started working for this place as well," and said, "Hey, um, would you be interested in working here with me?" And this individual was a Flash developer, Adobe Flash developer, who's known in the state and had a lot of great experience, and I wanted to continue to learn from him. And so I was like, yes, absolutely. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an Adobe Flash developer. And so I joined that venture, and um, I didn't spend a lot of time doing Adobe Flash development, unfortunately. I was there for 7 months. That business was still trying to figure out a market fit, and still it came down to they're not sure what my role was at the business. And looking at it now, it's like, yeah, absolutely, it makes sense to let me go. At the time, there were some hurt feelings about it, but I was pulled in one day after 7 months and was informed that I would be losing my job, and that my last day would be the coming up Friday, and I would receive a paycheck that day, and and that would be it. And this was about the time, if I remember right, it was probably about 3 weeks before Christmas that was happening, and that was rough. That was really rough. But still, um, I'm grateful that I went through that experience, because it taught me, one, it was an invitation to real adult life. I mentioned that so at that point, my daughter had been born, so she was now about 6 months old. My wife had quit her job to stay home with her. That was our agreement, that once I got a job, um, she would quit being a hygienist and she'd be a full-time mom, and that's what I wanted for our family as well. And I would then bring home the bacon, and she would raise our family at home. And so that was our setup. And so as you can imagine, that all happened. That was what we did at graduation. Fast forward 6-7 months later, I'm now being informed that I do not have a job any longer and a source of income. And I have a brand new baby and a wife, and I've made the agreement with them that they would be able to stay home to do that. And I didn't want to ask her to go back to not being who she wanted to be as a mom. And so so I understand those feelings. I have been there. It sucks. It is and I remember going through that, not knowing when my next paycheck was coming in. We were married at the time. I was about 26 years old when that happened, and I remember, just starting off in life, having a mortgage, needing to buy groceries, gas in the car, make sure that their health is covered. I know all of those feelings. And so whenever I hear somebody, even if I don't know them, that have lost their job, uh, it brings me back to that, and my heart goes out to you, and I feel it. I feel it, and it sucks. And so when my friend yesterday sent me a message. Now, this individual, it's happened to him twice in the last 2 years. And before you pass any kind of judgment about, well, is it him? No, he's amazing. Like, salt of the earth type of dude, super smart, super talented. Um, I think his situation is that he has sought to work in the startup world, and or have had opportunities to be in the startup world, and those startups just haven't been able to take off like they hope, and and they have to make some hard decisions and cut where they need to in order to survive, and he's been part of those trimmings, and businesses say those kind of things to help soften the blow and give a reason why they're making those choices or decisions. And there's no judgment there. People do what they have to do. Um, but it sucks. Like, for human beings, it sucks. And so he informed me that yesterday. Uh, so part of the religion I belong to, we believe in ministering to other people. We believe in mourning with those who mourn, and we're Christian, and we believe in helping our brothers and sisters. So this individual, I'm assigned to him in my neighborhood to be his help go through things like this, and I would do it anyways, even if I wasn't assigned. Good friend, and again, when I hear this happens to people, it sucks. And so he'll bounce back. But I know he's going through those self doubt thoughts that happen to all of us. And anyways, so another reason why I'm doing this. Um, Again, brother, if you're the one watching this and you're now watching this just with my mom, now you got two of you guys. Maybe you'll never see this, but if you do, my heart goes out to you, man. You know who you are, and I'm going to help you bounce back from that. Hopefully, Common Creatives can help you, be a platform for you to help work for yourself. If it's not, um, I'm sorry. I hope it is. For those who are in a similar situation, yeah, know that there are good people out there trying to help you. And one of the reasons I'm building this is to be that platform to help people work for themselves, not have to rely on working for the man. And so I got that to help out. I mentioned again the religious organization I'm a part of believes in ministering to other people as they go through hardships, and so knowing that he's going through that, that's going to be a little bit in the mix of everything as well. So I'll be just supporting him as best I can, um, go navigating that with him. So all right, well, it's now 7:41, and I'm gonna go head back to the house and try to accomplish a few more things before the barbecues and fireworks get busted out today. So, all right, we'll see you guys. All right, guys. I'm back at the house. Just got back from doing the 4th of July walk in the morning. The house is still quiet. Everybody's still sleeping, so I'm kind of talking quiet here. You can see no one's awake, and I'm here in my office, as I showed you earlier. You can see in the mirror, just me. Um, so, as I mentioned on the walk, I'm going to do maybe an hour or two, as long as I can get before family wakes up, to do some more end-to-end testing, make sure the site's ready to go for those 4 goals. And the first things first, I'm going to open up these windows and get some light coming out in here. Yeah, I'm going to spend some time working this morning, maybe I'll give you a clip here again of what I'm looking at to fix, make sure it's ready to go, some of the issues I'm working through to fix it. And so I'll show you those things here in just a minute.